I am proud of my country's heritage. We're living on freedom soil. Brave men have gone before me here, unafraid to pray and toil.
So this is a new section, and we're going to look at the component parts of our Constitution. We'll take a look at each one of them individually and just take an overview of them so you can see what's really important in our Constitution. We have a constitutional federal republic, okay? A constitutional federal republic of elected representatives. This is one of the key portions of it, all of these, who have vested, okay, declared, and restricted powers. Okay, constitutional republic, federal republic. And we'll see each of these, take a brief look at them. One of the things we have to understand as we move forward, as if you're talking about what's going on today, if we understand that our Constitution has been and is being overthrown, that the current government does not function according to the 9th and 10th Amendments, which have not been repealed, and that at that point you're no longer keeping the Constitution of the United States of America, and that the restrictions that are on our federal government of the United States of America are not being kept. Then you move forward with, well, what can we do? Under the government we still have these component parts, all of which are valuable and good. We have a representative government and elected representative. These are very important as we go through them. We'll see the importance of them. You have, each of us, a state representative to your state legislature. And you have a federal representative to the United States federal legislature, a representative. Find out who these two individuals are, and you can go to their offices. Usually they'll have a local office, or call the local office. Find out how can you communicate with them, so you can tell them what you want said in Congress. Remembering that representation is, in government, that your representative goes to the Congress and says what you want said, and then comes back and tells you what Congress has said. This is representation. Find out how these two people, find out how you can communicate with them, and then communicate with them. Tell them what you want. So what we want to do is find out who our representatives are. And probably one of the things you could communicate is that you really don't want to have a king. And so the president needs to be told that they don't have any business deciding what happens in this country in any way, shape, or manner. Their job is to see that the laws passed by Congress, Congress being then the elected representatives. Now the Senate is supposed to represent the states, and for the most part they simply represent the parties. And they will get things for you from the government that will make you more dependent upon the government. And they will at times help you push back from overreaching bureaucratic actions, both of which are useful, especially under the current government. But they're of little use in the sense that whatever you tell them doesn't matter. They're going to do what the parties tell them. Your representative elected every 2 years have some part of their body, male or female, in a vice that they have to get re-elected. And that in part has to do not just with the money supplied by these big donors who have the greatest control over the parties, but also by you, the people. And so they really have to do something for the people. And you can possibly at that level then get a representative 435 divided through 337 million people that has some type of representation of you. And that's where you're shooting for. They'll talk about having an open mind. You want to always have a thinking mind. If you liken an open mind, toddlers at a certain point, if you're ever around them, and young babies, usually just before they're toddlers, they're not really getting up and walking very much, they will sit on the floor and everything they come to them, they'll put it in their mouth. It's really it's what they do. And if you can imagine that toddler left alone with a cat's litter box, that's not a good thing. Maybe don't imagine it too long. The whole thing is you don't want to have an open mind. You want to question everything, examine anything. If somebody wants to put something in your mind, you want to look really diligently at that and get advice, especially you younger folks. Our frontal lobes don't develop until we're between 24 and 27 years old, according to science. So it's good to get some, and you older folks, we need advice. So the rest of your life, always try to touch base with other people, examine what's coming to you. So we have a simple government. It's a constitutional federal republic. And we'll go through these words and see what those who made our Constitution said. Okay? And we have elected representation. Very important, elected representation. Representation being probably the greatest key. Of all the words that we're going to talk about, it's the one that's used the most, far the most. Very important to the people. And then it's vested, and we talked some about this previously if you listen to my other tape, that's declared and restricted vested powers. All of those important. So we'll look at these things and we'll move forward now. Just taking a look at our Constitution and getting a better understanding of it. 7,600, I think, and 77 words, depending on what exact form you get it in. And just something that's not that difficult for us to go through and understand. We just need to take a little time with it.
Yes, our God still bears his mighty arm when men to him are loyal. Yes, our God still bears his mighty arm when men to him